Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are ready to begin those interviews, so I hope you all have been working on your alibis. Tomomodachi. See, I knew I was gonna mess it up. I practiced so much. It's alright. It's alright. Let's do it again. Tomomodachi, are you ready to solve the mystery in Nancy Drew, the Silent Spy Any Percent? I've gathered up all the suspects. Let's do this.
Oh boy, am I hyped for this. Listen, all I want to say is that if you've been missing a girl boss in your life, the Nancy Drew games might be for you. All right? I'm Tomomodachi, and I'm so excited today to showcase Nancy Drew, the Silent Spy, any percent. And with me today, I have Gemstoned, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Gemstoned. I like to speedrun a lot of Nancy Drew games, and I'm the former world record holder for this game, The Silent Spy.
Gemstoned is also a girl boss. I just want to point that out. Alrighty, so we've got a lot to get through in honestly not a lot of time. We will be beating this game in under 40 minutes. First thing I want to point out before we get started here is that in our options here, we have this option for fast convo, and that is going to significantly speed up our gameplay compared to previous Nancy Drew games that did not have this option. And you'll see what I mean in just a little bit, but we're going to be zooming through this. So we're going to be playing today on Amateur Sleuth mode, and we are just going to get right into it. Gem, are you ready?
I'm ready, let's go.
Alrighty, we're gonna get started here. In 3, in 2, and a 1, and a go. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started here with this opening letter, and Nancy's gonna see this picture of her mom attached to it. Now, this opening letter basically sets up the entire scenario for us, and Nancy's gonna go into this flashback. Now, this opening letter basically entails like, hey, Nancy, you know that it was previously believed that your mother had passed away in a car accident on her trip to Scotland. Sorry to say this was not the case. Your mother's passing was not an accident. And so we're here to sort of uncover what happened with that. So this is a very personal case for Nancy.
Moira, stop. I'll call you.
Now, this is the first cutscene of many other flashbacks that Nancy will be having throughout the game.
Alrighty, and we're gonna get prepped to use this fast convo here, and so I'm gonna put my mouse in a very specific spot. I have basically made visual cues for myself to make sure that I am as close to the button as possible, just for the sake of speed.
Okay, now what?
Nancy's gonna get her suitcase stolen here,
Hey,
because people want Nancy's things.
That guy's a thief!
Alrighty, we'll get into who that character is in just a little bit, but we're gonna get into our first part of RNG in the game. And actually, we got perfect RNG there. So the phone call there is actually going to ring 1, 2, or 3 times. Ideally, you want it to ring once. And we're gonna grab this literal Easter egg there, which is going to be useful with money RNG. Now, money RNG is super important in this game because we need a total of 94 coins to complete the any percent run. Now, every time you pick up a coin, you're going to get either 1, 2, 5, or 20, or 100. Now, optimal, you would get the 100 and you wouldn't need to pick up any other coin. Now, but that is a 1.5% chance.
Why did you come?
Now, the purpose of this Easter egg here is actually we need to be able to buy train tickets, and this Easter egg will give us train tickets for free one time, and that'll be the only time we need to buy a train ticket for the entire run. So we're going to go into our first location here, which is going to be Gift Knock, and it is GIF, not GIF.
And this is the only time in the game that we will go to this location. We just go here to get 2 coins and a screwdriver.
And you'll notice I'm trying to pick up coins between transitions as much as possible. And so that was Alec. Alec is a private investigator, and Nancy essentially asked him to find this character named Moira for us. And Moira is Kate Drew's, Nancy's mother, was her best friend, and they worked together as spies. And in typical Nancy Drew fashion, Moira is going to have Nancy do some chores and errands for her.
Specifically, we have to get Moira some Scottish food, which is oatmeal parfait, turnips and potatoes, haddock, and a bit of fudge.
Alrighty, we're gonna meet one more character here, and this is going to be Carson Drew, which is Nancy's dad, and he is not happy at all that Nancy is here.
Now we meet with Bridget again and quickly get a book from her, which will be used to solve a puzzle later on in the game. All we know about Bridget is that she claims to be from Scotland and is really eager to get to know Nancy.
Alrighty, we're gonna deliver this food.
All right, I got what you wanted. Now please, I need to talk to you about my mother. Her name was Kate Drew.
And this is when Moira discovers who Nancy is, or recognizes who Nancy is, which is Kate's daughter.
Alrighty, and now we're gonna hear some loud knocking on Moira's door, and this is basically going to be, Moira's about to get kidnapped, because they've caught wind of where Nancy is. Now, I'm going to be using the phone here to skip some of Nancy's text, because the game really, really doesn't like it when Nancy's talking twice in one second. So you can use the phone for a lot of text skips, and text skips are going to be our main time save throughout the run, and throughout a lot of different Nancy Drew games. Alright, I'm gonna pick up a few more coins. We're actually doing very good on RNG. We're already at 66, and at this point forward, we only need 74. So we need 3 more. We're doing very, very good on RNG. Now, if you don't happen to get the good RNG, there is a backup for money, and it's making cookies, and it's actually quite fun. Alrighty. And we're gonna have another cutscene here. This is a flashback to Nancy's past, because again, this is a very personal case for her, because this is her uncovering what happened to her mother, who she clearly loved very, very much.
Nancy, is everything okay?
Bess, something's going on. It's bad.
Sneak down and listen.
Okay.
No, you're not doing this.
This cutscene is very important, in particular for the lore of the game, because it sets up Kate going to Scotland, and Carson not liking that.
Leave then. Run off to Scotland.
Oh, grow up, Carson.
I'm coming over.
Alrighty, and that is amazing coin RNG. We won't need another coin for the rest of the run. That is a weight off my shoulders. Now we're gonna get into some more RNG, and we're gonna need to do this archery minigame here to collect a bow. Now, the reason why this is RNG is because the targets can appear to be different sizes, and the smaller the target is, the longer it takes to move across the screen. Now, these smaller ones here take approximately 2 extra seconds to move across the screen compared to the bigger ones. Alrighty, and we need at least a 38, and we got a 70, which I'm not that good at math, but I think that's bigger than 38.
I'm pretty pleased with this development.
Alrighty, and we are going to leave this room, and we're going to go into this safe house. We're going to grab this book here, and we're going to enter in this code, which is going to turn the cabin with this very cool animation and reveal this spy computer. Alrighty.
Jabberwocky. I knew that was
We're gonna open up this file, and this is going to reference the Jabberwocky, which, if you know the poem by Lewis Carroll, it is that poem exactly. Now we're gonna go talk to Moira one more time, and we're gonna be setting up a couple of flags.
Talk to you later.
Oh, whoops. A lot of what the Nancy Drew speedruns are, it's knowing exactly what to do to unlock puzzle progression and flags. Now we're going to use that delay on opening the phone one more time to have a phone call during this cutscene. So we're going to ask Ned for a color copy of that Jabberwocky poem. And whereas you normally would not be able to have access to the phone during this. Now, because we do have it open, it is important to know that we can technically skip Nancy's text here and including some of Kate's, but it's actually not going to save us any time because the text here is linked to the animations of the cutscene itself.
Trust me, if I could tell you everything.
And we can do some silly things, like take a picture in our memory and set it as our wallpaper.
I'm sorry. I just can't.
Now that song that Kate was playing ends up being very important later on in the game, so make sure you remember that.
I need to figure out how to press these.
So now we're going to do the fireplace puzzle, and fun fact, the solution that we just did is not the correct solution for the puzzle, but somehow we figured out that just pressing the rocks from left to right works too, so it's a way easier solution to memorize for speedrunning.
375192864.
You were a worthy opponent, but I beat you.
Alrighty. And now we have unlocked this safe, and that is going to give access to a literal bug
Pass this up.
and this MP3 player, which I don't know about you. This game was released in 2013. That MP3 player looks way too modern, even for, or not modern, way too old even for 2013. Alrighty, so we're gonna head back up to Nancy's room here, and we're gonna see that Alec ended up finding her suitcase for it, and there's some stuff missing from it.
Did Alec take it?
Alrighty, and we're gonna open up the safe one more time.
Say was the code to get in here again?
And our contact for the spy organization sets up a little bit of a math puzzle.
What's
And, oh, what's that? Oh, hey, that's Bridget.
that is not
Wait,
normal.
guys,
Take a closer
guys,
look.
it's not normal to be in your hotel room, okay?
I need
According to
to
Nancy.
have
So
you
whatever you do,
activate
don't be in your hotel rooms, okay?
That's new. It must
Nancy
be
will think you're
security.
suspicious.
Absolutely not normal.
Alright, and this is our cathedral contact, Ewan. He is part of the organization that brought us here.
Talk to you later.
And he's gonna give us something to zip across the courtyard and check out what Bridget was doing. But first, we're gonna raise the temperature on these servers here, and this is gonna make Ewan pretty mad.
Sorry.
Yeah, Ewan doesn't like when the temperature is being messed with. He doesn't like it if it's too hot or too cold. He'll just get mad at Nancy.
Alright, and those random phone calls we're getting are from Revenant, which is basically the enemy or spy organization, and they're trying to get Nancy to do things.
Got it.
Alrighty, and then we get to see this very, very cool animation and the girl boss energy that is Nancy Drew. And she's going to zip across the courtyard.
Need to be quick about this. Bridget could be back at any second.
Alrighty, so we're gonna access Bridget's phone here, and her phone has a very complex password. Now, the weird thing about this password is we actually never picked up the book that tells us the pattern that we might need. This is one of the few puzzles in the game that you actually don't need to get the flag for beforehand. This is a very simple layering puzzle.
Is she talking about a dead drop? If I work fast enough, I might be able to enter.
And this is all that Zoe's phone can, or Bridget's phone can do, is text one person.
Yes, Bridget, that's her name.
Bridget, yes.
No,
That is the correct character.
no foreshadowing whatsoever happening here. So we're gonna prep this screwdriver, and we are going to go talk to Bridget, and we're gonna send her away, and we're gonna go talk behind the words of burn. We're gonna get through this phone conversation first, because that is what the dead drop text was talking about. Now this puzzle here, we're just gonna go back and forth unlocking this, because as you can see, it's not gonna slide forward, because the pieces are slightly too tall for it. So we need to be able to unlock all of these.
Ha! Got it. I need to complete
Alrighty.
this myself to see
So we need to find a blue bag with a final payment of 35 euros. We have 83, and we're gonna do a couple things here. Alec is gonna make fun of us for the mom jeans in her suitcase. As Nancy confronts him about some things missing, that is going to set a flag that we need to continue with the game. And we're gonna go do the dead drop right here with this blue bag.
Dead drop dead.
Plenty of money left over.
Time and see what happens next.
Very, very good money RNG.
Where I'm
And we're gonna go confront Bridget about what's happening here. And we're going to grab the dead drop.
Zoe Wolf. Is that Bridget's real name?
And that conversation that we just had with Bridget is extremely important because that's when Nancy finds out that Bridget is actually an undercover spy named Zoe Wolf.
Follow the colors into the correct circle. I should be able to get this off. Whoa. Who is this note about?
Alrighty. And there, that note is basically, Alec finds out that, someone has eyes and ears on somebody that he cares about. And that is Bridget, aka Zoe.
Hi, Nancy. Yeah.
And then we have a forced conversation here because we had Ned break into Nancy's house to steal the color copy of the Jabberwocky poem. Oops, wrong button. The color copy of the Jabberwocky poem, and Nancy's dad is not happy about that because Nancy's dad does not want Nancy here because of the bad memories he has of Scotland, because that is unfortunately where he lost his wife. So we're gonna ask Alec to, not Alec, Ewan to fix those glasses for us. It only takes him a couple of seconds. We can head back down and then grab them, and then we're gonna leave, put on the spy glasses, and immediately head back down.
Here's the security. He must have left a clue for me to get back down. I bet I have something that might help.
6135. Alrighty, and then we're going to be in a cutscene here, and Zoe is going to be breaking in, trying to steal some of our spy gear. And she's going to do the scariest thing of all, jazz hands.
So you're breaking things now.
I think that the voice actor for Ewan is some of my favorite voice actor work ever. I think that they did a phenomenal job. Alrighty, we're gonna do this puzzle here. We're just linking colors together. And we're gonna grab this dragonfly and this cipher wheel, and we're gonna head back up. And then we're gonna get another call from the enemy organization Revenant. And they're going to tell us to bug Ewan's computer. And that is actually the only Revenant phone call that we have to listen to.
Now to figure out what it means.
And follow their instructions. So we're gonna zip back over to Zoe's room. We're gonna plant this bug right here.
I'll give it some time, then check in with the
Put the spy glasses back on. And then we're gonna go bug Ewan. Now, Ewan is, of course, at his computer, so it would be pretty hard to bug him. So we're gonna raise the temperatures,
Let you and catch me.
which is going to cause him to come back and react, because he has to fix it so it doesn't overheat and explode.
I need to place a red
And then we
and a
can
blue
bug
on a
his
green
computer.
symbol, so the same symbol appears at both
Now, this
ends.
wire puzzle will actually be revisiting again. The game likes to repeat puzzles, so we'll be doing it again, but with a different solution.
That should do it. Now to find the remote readout program.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bug Alec this time, just because we want to make sure we know what every single character is up to. We're gonna go talk to this
Let's
bag.
see what you and your tiny little bag are up to, sir.
Alright, then we're gonna head to Loch Lomond, and we're gonna use this cipher wheel here for this puzzle.
To figure this thing out.
Percentage at parentheses exclam tilde plus asterisk. There is a brackets right there. It's gonna be wings, flag, and diamond, triangles, 5 windows, and a keyhole. I missed something somewhere. This puzzle is interesting to say the least. Alrighty, and we're gonna make this say music themes reveal ace. Now, if you remember the song that Nancy's mom was playing in the flashback that Nancy had, that is what that is referring to. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to the bugs that we planted. Now, Zoe says, "From where I come, there I go," which Nancy deduces is a passphrase. Now, in any game that you speedrun, efficiency is going to be the key, so we are going to make sure that we are doing two things at once here, because we have to listen to all of Alec's bug to figure out what's going on with him. And so we can go ahead and call Nancy's dad, asking for that, while, and just basically double tasking it.
And here we see Kate Drew writing the music notes on the wall. These music notes are important because we're about to play the bagpipes with them.
These letters must be one of her codes.
I hope you guys like bagpipes. I know I do. And I know you all have jam emotes, and I want you to use them because this is about to be a banger, all right? This is about to be a mega banger. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. I hope you all enjoyed that banger of of a performance. Alrighty, so if you remember, Zoe did say, "From where I come, there I go." So we're gonna go zip on over to Zoe's room one more time and figure out what that's about. And while we're over here, we're gonna pick up these little plastic pieces.
That's a code, all right.
So we're unlocking Zoe's safe, and this is important because there are actually passports in the safe that reveal that Zoe has multiple identities. One of which is a secret agent named Samantha Quick, who's actually a recurring character in the other Nancy Drew games as well.
There's something strange about the backing on these cards. This is a code of some sort. I need to figure this out. There must be something around here to
And you
help
actually
read
don't
this.
have to pick up these passports, but I'm gonna pick them up just to show them off.
Zoe, who are you really?
Bridget, Zoe, Samantha Quick, and a future character from Labyrinth of
Wait,
Lies.
this means she knows exactly who I am.
And all these Revenant calls that we're getting are on a timer. So actually, when you're doing runs, they can actually be quite helpful to figure out, like, kind of just where you are and how fast you're going.
It's not working.
Ready. We're gonna try and charge this, and Nancy's gonna discover that there's a bug here, which Nancy's talking for just long enough that we can call Ned and skip some more text.
Why is a raven like a writing
If I
desk?
arrange the pieces so
Ask
they
the
all
raven.
fit completely
Follow
within
the
the grid,
raven
it
to
should
the
reveal a
archives.
message. If the scientist is ever in danger, someone must tell him to run. The vaccinated will arrive while the rest of us are asleep. Hi, Mom. Harnitha. Wish I knew what you were talking about. Will turn up anything in the archives.
All right, so now we're headed to the archives. This is a very RNG heavy part of the game. So basically there's 3 different spots you can type in the password Raven and 3 different spots where you can type in the password Parnitha. And you have to guess which is the correct spot for each password. So if you get it right on the first time, it's a huge time save.
I did not get it on the first try.
If I can get the deck of cards,
But we
that
did get
list,
good coin
I'll
RNG.
find the formula.
You know what? So that's the funny thing about RNG, and one of the reasons why this game as a speed game being so RNG heavy makes it so interesting is because there's a lot of give and take with it. Alrighty, we're gonna go now listen to that record player we got. Or the record, I should say, on this record player that Moira has. We're gonna unlock what this Jabberwocky poem secret is.
Find her encrypted text.
orange,
That's
third
a code, all
purple,
right.
fourth
Looks like
red,
I'd better get
fifth
cracking.
blue, sixth brown, seventh aqua, eighth pink.
Mom definitely hid a code in Jabberwocky.
So this code says type in caretakers at the cabin computer to unlock the scientist number,
Must be the contact info for the scientist Mom
which
placed
we are
in
about to go
hiding.
do.
Alrighty, and this scientist has a hidden formula that could kind of essentially destroy the city. So it's very important that this stays hidden, and we're gonna actually use that phone delay one more time here and be able to use the phone during this cutscene. Otherwise, we'd just be standing still for like 10 seconds getting through this phone call,
I'm sorry.
and we can take some more
I just
pictures.
can't.
I really wish that you could take pictures of a memory in real life. Look at that. It's such a that's wallpaper worthy. Look at that eyeball. Look at that.
These aren't just notes.
That's beautiful.
Hidden in the music.
That's the best one yet.
It's here. They
So
represent
blue.
you. They find their
Eyebrows
way into every
on
secret.
fleek.
This phrase-
On point.
this is
Girl boss.
Girl boss.
It's not important. You and your dad
And
are
now we
happy
do get to hear Kate's song, which is the important song that we will be using later on in the game with the notes.
I honestly can't.
Why not?
Just know this. If you knew, you would understand.
Are you coming back?
I really don't know.
That's not a fair thing to say.
Trust me, kiddo. I know.
Alrighty, and as discussed before, the scientist is super duper important, and we've successfully set up all the flags here to get into endgame. Revenant really wants that scientist so that they can force him to make this chemical. And so they are looking for this formula, so they actually tore up Nancy's room. Now this cutscene here gives us just enough time to call Ned and be able to skip some more lines of Nancy's text.
Run! To the elevator!
Alrighty, and Ewan is all tied up, so we have to go free him. Side note that has nothing to do with anything, I love Ewan's shirt, and I think it's a beautiful design, and I want it for myself.
Oh.
Are you
Alrighty. So now Nancy wants to figure out what the heck that was, so we're gonna go back up into her room and figure that out. We also got the sheet music
Still, I should
from Nancy's dad.
the cards are gone.
So the cards are missing, and there's also this laser pointer right here.
Does that mean that attack was staged?
And Nancy thinks that the laser pointer belongs to Alec, so we're about to go confront Alec about the laser pointer. But in doing so, he also gives us some important information that we need to solve the case.
All right.
I found
Now, it's essential to mention here that the reason why Alec took the cards is because he wanted to protect his sister, because his sister is actually kidnapped.
Alrighty, we're gonna head back to Bear's Den here. E, F, G, G, F. E, F, G, G, F, E, F, E, D, E, G, F, D, B, G, F, D, B, A, D, A, A, E, B, 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 D, A, E. Alright, there we go. Some of my inputs got eaten.
Need to get this one soaking and add it to the rest.
Alrighty, now we're getting into a pretty, frustrating puzzle to do quickly. Because of how, RNG the layout of the pieces can be. But first we're going to do a very funny interaction. Now we're going to soak this card, and Nancy's going to say, there must be more cards somewhere, even though they're directly in her hand. Now if we were to have soaked these cards first, it would actually bring us into this puzzle and just not give us the option to add in the ace until afterwards. So it's actually slower. Piece. This piece. it's very easy to get turned around in this puzzle because the orientation, again, is complete RNG. You can even start with some of the pieces already attached to each other, which is very, very helpful. I'm looking for... This is gonna go here, here.
This is the formula for the biological bomb agent my mom was hiding. I can't let this fall into the wrong hands.
All right, so now we have this very, very important piece of information that cannot fall into the wrong hands, and Zoe's gonna roll up and she's gonna take it from us.
Hey,
Which
a deck of cards.
could very well be the wrong hands.
This isn't yours. It belongs to the government.
You can't just come in and take whatever you want and... What's that?
Sit down if you don't want to wake up with a concussion.
Alrighty, now we're gonna get into a very interesting cutscene here that is basically going to combine Nancy's past with Nancy's present. It's
Yes, this
it's
is
a
the
little
last flashback.
It's a little trippy.
But now that we met all the characters, I want to say that this game, The Silent Spy, is one of the best Nancy Drew games to showcase for this event because it includes strong female characters who are spies, like Nancy's mom, Zoe, and Moira, so they're all girl bosses.
We love a good girl boss.
Go home, Nancy Drew. Hide. Now.
Alrighty. Now Nancy is going to wake up here in this trash compactor. Now this is actually my personal favorite part of the run, and you're gonna see why in just a second here. Now we're gonna zoom through this text, and then we're gonna start this puzzle here. This puzzle is very satisfying to do quickly, but the reason why I love it is because of a line that Zoe is about to say.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do my best to enjoy the time I have left. It'll be brief, painful, and full of garbage, but that's life, isn't it?
It'll be brief, painful, and full of garbage, but that's life, isn't it?
What are you going to do? Great.
Alright, so essentially what just happened there is Zoe now says, hey, go bug Ewan, something's going on. So we're gonna put this guy, these spy glasses back on, and we're going to bug Ewan one more time.
And a common trend in Nancy Drew games is that I like to recycle puzzles, so we are redoing the wire puzzle again, but with a different solution.
All right, what's he really up to?
Alrighty, now we're gonna do just a little bit of back and forth. And we're gonna go back to Loch Lomond, and we're going to go see what's on Ewan's computer that we just tapped.
Somewhere Ewan's got a special coin. I think
Scientist has fled, and basically they're trying to figure out how to make this biological bomb agent still. And then that did mention that there was a secret behind a two-toned animal in locker 42. So we're gonna go find that two-toned animal. Just gonna be right here.
The right coin.
And we're gonna go head over to locker 42. And that's going to give us access to a brand new area. It's going to be Ewan's secret hideaway.
Attack from here.
This is going to show where Ewan has been planning the attack. And also, it's going to have a letter from Nancy's mom to Nancy. And it's a very personal, deep letter. And it's, honestly, if you ever play this game, it's worth giving the full read. But that kind of just explains why Nancy was brought here in the first place, is they wanted to get as much information as possible to bring this plan back into play from all those years ago that her mother had stopped. Now, there's another category for this game known as All Awards. And as, shout out to Yanima, as Yanima and I were routing this, Yanima and I had discovered that there was a text skip because the spy glasses are completely forced on here and you can't take them off. So by tapping the spy glasses, you're able to skip through Nancy's text. Not exactly sure why it works, but it does.
All right, so now we're getting into the end game. So the culprit is soon to be revealed.
This won't stop.
Alrighty. And while Ewan and Nancy are talking here, while I was actually prepping for this showcase, I found 10 additional seconds of time save based on this spy glasses trick. But it's actually not Nancy's text that we are skipping, it is Zoe's. Now, there are 3 of Zoe's lines that can be skipped through this method. I don't know exactly why it's only those 3 and why it's not the rest of them, but there are 3 lines that you can skip from Zoe's text. This entire sequence of text skips through the spyglasses saves a little bit under 30 seconds. Which one do I need? This one. Blue drive from the Hay server.
Now get the yellow drive from the Murray server.
As you can see, I'm tapping it. It's not skipping anything, but for some reason, those 3 specific lines.
Here's the next step. Here's the next step. Some of the ports are going to be linked. Look at the board.
All right, so we're going to use the UBS drives that we just collected and put them in the correct ports. This puzzle is just like a colored Sudoku.
There can be no repeating color in any group, column, or row. You're going to need to move faster.
Trying to remember my solution here. I messed up somewhere. I need a yellow right here. There we go. Alrighty. Now we're gonna get into the very, very last puzzle of the game.
I'm foiled, etc. Wait a second. I just remembered. I've got another. There she is.
I found the last bomb. It's in here with me. That's done. Is the placement important? Check.
The blocks
That's
must be
done.
removed in the following sequence.
Did that? That's
Small,
done. Check.
Small, medium,
Did that? That's
large.
check.
Consecutive blocks in a sequence
Did
must
that?
be
Can't
touching
check
each
that
other
off.
along the edge.
That's done.
You have to press them in.
That's
Hurry.
done.
I'm losing
So Nancy also has a task list during the game that can like give you like hints and stuff like that. It's kind of fun to play with during downtime, so you will often see runners doing that. Now this is how we are going to defuse the bomb. Is we're going to click small, small, medium, large in sequential order. This is a fairly straightforward puzzle. Nope. It ate an input there, so I gotta reset it. Alrighty, and we have successfully defused the bomb and saved the day. So we are coming up on time here in just a couple seconds. It's when Nancy is reading the letter at the very end.
Too close. I defused the bomb.
You did good. I'm off to help Alex find his sister. P.S. Bridget says, "Oh, hello, my dear." I'll miss her. She was fun.
And that is going to be time.
Mom, my trip to Scotland was eventful, to say the least. I'm not entirely sure I should have come, but in some ways, things worked out better than expected. The colony operation has been stopped again. Zoe told me that all information related to the colony formula has been destroyed for
All
good.
right, great job. That was an incredible run.
Thank you.
As somebody who runs a point-and-click game, that was incredibly impressive. This looks so intense to run, and you just breezed right through it.
The fast convo games have a higher skill ceiling than some of the other Nancy Drew games because you have little to no breaks to sort of think about what you're supposed to do next. So
Zoe will be
Yeah, it was just constant, back to back to back to back to back.
Yep.
Last I heard, Zoe was
Very well done, though. Well, let's do some shoutouts. Where can we find you, Tomomodachi?
You can find me on Twitter at Tomomodachi1226. I am also here on Twitch as Tomomodachi. I speedrun. Right now, I've learned about 5 Nancy Drew games, and I'm working on my 6th one. And I speedrun this. I also do Zelda randomizers, and sometimes I just do some fun random games. And you can just sort of find me around in other people's streams as well, because I am a serial lurker. So, Gem, where can people find you?
You can find me at Twitch, Gemstoned _. I do a lot of speedruns there, mostly Nancy Drew.
Alrighty. And big shout out to the Nancy Drew community for being so supportive and being so opening to new runners and helping everybody learn and everything. I would absolutely not be the runner I am today without the support of them. Big shout out to Yanima as well, the current world record holder and a very good friend of mine. He is absolutely amazing. And shout out to Lady Arcaders for being awesome and having me in the first place. I'm very, very happy to show off Nancy Drew, and it's just, this series is so important to me. I grew up with it, and it's what made me into the speedrunner I am today, and I just love showing off such a strong female protagonist.
Yeah, thank you so much for showing this off. I'm a huge Nancy Drew fan as well, and this just, I smiled the entire showcase. This was incredible. You both were awesome. Thank you both so much. All right, everybody, please stick around for some closing words, but we're going to go to a break real quick, and we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. I just have a few quick announcements. We have submissions for Attract Mode showcases. They are always open, and we'd love to have you on showing any game you love. Send us your showcase ideas at ladyarcaders.com/start. And we are currently scheduling for the month of April, so get the submissions in. As well as, we have submissions open for Out of Bounds Toronto. Thank you, Sweet Peeps, for posting that in chat. It is an in-person, all women and femme speedrunning event that takes place on June 15th and June 16th this year. Runner and volunteer submissions opened today. Get your submissions in for runner, and if you would like to volunteer, we would love to have your help. Thank you so much. Next time on Attract Mode, we have yet another double feature for you all. Akio will be blazing through Sonic Generations, doing Blaze Percent, all modern stages / bosses, and then she'll unleash her true power in Sonic Generations, Unleashed Project. This will be on March 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern. So please join us for that. Alright everybody, please stick around for the raid. We are going to be raiding Speed4 Live, who is running an event called Speed4 TLC. So please stick around for that, and thank you all for hanging out and watching. This has been a really good time, and I will see you in the future. Take care, everybody. Bye.